Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Blackshirt Breakdown. My name is Steve Marik. I'm a staff writer at Inside Nebraska, and my friend over there is Jay Foreman, our NFL veteran and former Nebraska Blackshirt. Jay, we are back once again, and for a third time in a row, it's a Husker win that we will be breaking down today. That's the first three-game win streak for the Huskers since 2016. It's the first five wins on the schedule for Nebraska since 2019 when they had a five win season. So things seem to be trending up this season, especially down the stretch with Matt Rule's team. But Jay, the Huskers get a 31-14 win at home over Purdue. Purdue has obviously been a program that the Huskers have had trouble with since joining the Big Ten. It's always kind of been a tight battle with these two Big Ten West teams, but Nebraska holds on. A lot of memorable plays in this one, and they get a 31-14 win to improve to 3-2 in the conference. They're in a four team wide tie right now in the Big Ten West at 3-2. So things are getting a little crazy in the Big Ten West, in the last Big Ten West race that we will ever see in the Big Ten, with the divisions going away for next year. So, Jay, what are your overall thoughts on the Huskers win over the Boilermakers?
Obviously, the way the game started, literally, you're like, oh, here we
Yeah.
go. But I think one thing this team has done is shown the ability to bounce back, right, and kind of hold force, and not, they don't blink. And some of the mental, I guess, training and pushing the team to be better than they had been before, just how they go about their business, I think pays off and pays dividends in situations like that and games like this, right? It's adverse conditions where it was warm the week before, really cold and windy a week later, and the ball handling issues and stuff like that. But the ability to stifle Purdue, then come back, force a fumble, and then get going offensively and take your chances, and then get Emmett Johnson going finally with the breakthrough. I think that's what Matt Rule was talking about. Now, ideally, he's not talking about fumbling on a kickoff return, numerous fumbles at your quarterback, or quarterbacks had three or lost three, and then obviously had a fumble first play of the game. That's not what he was talking about. Is playing good defense, complementary football, special teams. Obviously, with the return by Newsome or block by Judy, return by Newsome, and then offense start to get explosive plays. That's what he wants, but he didn't want all the other stuff mixed in. But the ability to overcome that, I think, is obviously where this team has grown. People can talk about the schedule's easy and the Big Ten West is kind of botched up, but ultimately we've been around for quite some time. Obviously, for not being in a bowl game since was it 2016 and 16, and then winning three games in a row, I think 19 or whatever. That has been way too long for a program like ours. And the funny thing is as much as nice Mike Riley used to get a lot of parting shots from the previous staff, our last success has been under him. So
Yeah.
he obviously wasn't that bad. But I think what Coach Rule, they looked right on the cusp of getting a goal that they probably had within their meeting rooms, and it's an attainable goal. And the good thing about it is they won 31-14, probably scored more points than people probably projected before the game. But then there's plenty of good coaching tape and things that they need to fix immediately, and they can fix immediately moving forward to next week. So they should be excited, but then also very authoritative in approaching the things that they need to get better at.
Let's get some of these basic stats out of the way. The Huskers outgained Purdue in total yards, 277 to 195. The Huskers outrushed the Boilermakers as well, 155 to 96, and then outpassed the Boilermakers, 122 to 99. So another stellar defensive effort from Tony White's crew, and the offense, did some good things as well here and there, which you want to see. But let's get into these highlights right now. We will have 5 of them, and I'm really excited to get to some of them. And again, for the box up in the top right, I can't change that, so we're going to be cutting off Heinrich Harburg a little bit for the viewers at home, and I apologize for that. But let's get into this. Jay, this is a clever way for Marcus Satterfield, in my opinion, to get the ball in Josh Fleeks' hands. And right. Josh Fleeks has had plenty of experience in the backfield at his former program, Baylor. He's played a lot of running back, receiver, so it wasn't too shocking to see Josh Fleeks in the backfield right next to Heinrich Harburg's left shoulder. But I thought this was a pretty good way to get free up some space for Josh Fleeks with using Thomas Fidone, right?
Yeah, I think I mean, look, you want to find different ways to get the ball to your playmakers, and it takes unique timing. And look, Purdue, they're crowding the line of scrimmage. I mean, look at them. They're all within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. So there's not a lot of open space, right? But you got Thomas Fidone there, and you got Fleeks, who's a kind of a hybrid type of running back. He can play receiver, running back, kind of a Randall Cobb-ish, right? Coming out of Kentucky, and a little bit of rub route, and you get it, and you got it mixed up, and they have bad communication. So you take a 3-yard route where he catches it, right? He catches it right at the first down marker here, the yellow line, or a little bit before, or even not even that close, right at the line of scrimmage, and it turns into, a 20-yard, pass. So that's how you can create explosive plays by alignment or play concept. So it's a really good job there, by Marcus Satterfield with the play design. Fidone got caught up a little bit in the trash, but when you have, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 bodies within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage, that's going to happen. And Purdue's over aggressiveness by alignment really hurt them in this play here. So, it was the right play for the right time and even better execution. And then also I want to give up props to the, for the most part, the offensive line, those 5 guys block pretty dang well throughout the game. And, for a group that had a lot of obviously new faces in there and could affect the continuity, against a very, very active front 4 or front, 7 guys there for Purdue who have been active in every game that they've been in as far as tackles for losses and sacks. It's a commendable performance, but then obviously the payoff is getting the ball to Fleeks at a unique time, right? It's 0-0. And this is something that you need. You're kind of backed up here. Not kind of, you are backed up. You need a first down, just kind of get better punting. But then it turns out to now we're really cooking with peanut oil, as I like to say, is because we're getting closer to 50. So it's a huge play right there to go from, the 19-yard line to about the 40-yard line. And that's it's a 21, 22-yard explosive play.
So, Jay, when you're teaching like receivers to run these pick route, rub route, whatever you want to call it, when you're teaching like Fidone's route right here, what are you telling the receiver? Are you like intentionally aiming at Fleeks's guy or somebody in like specific on the defense, or just take me through kind of teaching a pick and or rub route?
Well, you're not aiming for a guy because you don't want to be called for a legal pick, but you're running with certain depth. You're running this crossing route with certain depth, and you want to get in the face of either number 4. And they picked this up on tape. This is man-to-man defense. Purdue is not, playing any type of pass-off concept. And you see their linebackers didn't come downhill and attack their coverage, right? So now that allows Thomas Fidone to get kind of bumped off there by number 4. And then it allows Fleeks to get an edge on, I think, number 21 or 27 to get in on his flat route. So the way that Purdue runs this, and they maybe picked up on this maybe from Illinois last year, right, because of the defensive coordinator, Ryan Walters, who's now the head coach at Purdue, they don't pass this off, right? So what you can do, and it hurts a team like this to where you don't do half-line communication if you want to pass it off on one side and just lock up on the backside. They didn't do that. So, for Fidone, he's running with the depth. He's trying to get across, right? He's trying to get across the field and, a little bit of a body blow, but you got to fake like you're trying to get out of the way and try to avoid him. Yeah. And he kind of did. And, and got knocked down. I mean, it was a good acting job, but, you want to make it look at realistically possible that you're trying to run a route so the referee doesn't ding you for a illegal pick.
Absolutely. And that's something, these pick rub routes you see every single game in the NFL, college, high school, it's extremely common. Jay, what about this one? This one caught my eye from the press box, the stunt up front on the D line, sending the 2 inside guys, Nash Hutmacher, Ty Robinson, out and the 2 edge guys in. And then it just it was a well-timed stunt, I think, because it kind of ruined Purdue's run play here.
Yeah, it's kind of reversing the roles here and giving the offensive lineman a lot more. So you actually take one guy who blocks 3. If you see that on the right side with Princewell, and same thing with Jamari there. Watch this right here. Watch Princewell take the guard or the center guard to tackle here, right? Right. So it allows Ty Robinson to come out, and then you have Jamari Butler coming down the line of scrimmage. He kind of gets crackback block a little bit, and then when he reverses field, it's a good job by Nash Hutmacher right here, right? He never got past the runner. He's kept his shoulder square, and then Phelan Sanford, who I think number 3 didn't estimate who the fastest guy on the team is. It's him. And so it turns on to from 1st and 10 to about 1st and 18. I think that's about an 8-yard loss. Good job by Omar Brown coming there too as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
what you do is you're trying to muck up the blocking scheme there on the run, and it's a really good job. And what also I want to show in this play, if you go back, is a good job by Luke Reimer right here, getting into a block right here. You're kind of finding where you need to go.
Yeah.
Good chance right here. Good hands right here. Right. Good shock and release. And I
Mm-hmm.
like how he's gotten better at throwing the guy off fast and violent
Yeah,
right
there
there,
you go. Mm-hmm.
and to get off of him. So sometimes when you run these stunts, you can get washed a little bit. But I think Nebraska has done a good job of running the stunts and keeping their square or their pad square and being physical and then also being smart. And so Nash Hutmarker allowed everybody else to come rally, and you saw essentially Nash turned into the edge player, setting the edge, and then there goes the alley player who fielded really good and Phelan Sanford. So the schematic thing that they ran here worked out really well. You had two guys, essentially Jamari and Princewell, take off all 5 linemen and allow Nash to be free. And if he kept going out to play side, Ty would have been free. So it was a really good play call, really good execution at a crucial part in the game, right? You want to have a big first down and, kind of going into halftime with confidence. And they did with the 8-yard loss.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Nebraska's defense, the injury bug hit them again on the defense side. I know most of them have happened on the offensive side, but Omar Brown left the game in the second half, I believe, and did not return. So we will have to get an answer from Matt Rule about what his outlook is, because Omar Brown has been playing very well this season for Tony White at safety. But Jay, how about this one? If I remember correctly, yeah, this is Princewell Uman Mielen's hit stick. I mean, Princewell hit stick, Uman Mielen. He's flashing. It seems like every single game, the more he plays, the more he gets comfortable. But Jay, this one kind of teed up perfectly for him, right?
Yeah, him and Jamari have really stepped up this year, along with the other. I mean, the depth of the defense, that you can't take that away from him. But here, Princewell, he's starting to get healthy, right? He's about, you know better than me. He's elite. I've met him one time. He's about 6'4", 6'5" kid right here.
Yes.
Extremely athletic, right?
Yep.
Long, and you see him right here, where he drops out right there. He's kind of a zone drop, really good on depth. Comes out of his break. I like the breakdown, same shoulder or same foot, same shoulder, explosive hit right here. Across the bow. This is a textbook tackle right here in space against a smaller, quicker, faster athlete, right? And look at this. I like the anticipation too. Once he sees it, he's going to get it. Gets right there, right? Cuts off the angle to be inside. So then therefore you eliminate the running back to be able to cut across your face. And then by the time he does that, and you see it by the route or by the if you look at the coach right there up there, the guy up there in the red, everybody's excited. That's kind of funny, but I like this right here, right? Head across the face, head across the bow is what I used to say, or we wouldn't coach. And you just drive same foot, same shoulder, and it's extremely physical play. And it shows the athletic ability there, flexibility and explosiveness right there. And he has position flexibility, right? Not just a guy that can say, oh, all I can do is drop, right? A big guy right there, break down. Look at the leverage. And what I mean by leverage, his pads are lower, low man wins, and that's a little short running back that he's got to make a tackle on in space. Purdue's banking on number 3 making him miss, and they get up the sideline for a big play. Right there. And I think that might have been back-to-back plays. So the first one was Phelan Sanford, right? Purdue tries to get those 5 yards back that they missed, so it wasn't 8 like I said. So try to get those 5 yards back, but then you got him, Princewell, making a play in the flat to make it even a deeper third down. So this is back-to-back plays right before halftime. You want to send Purdue in to halftime without any confidence, and that was in this play right here by Princewell was a big part of that.
Yeah, what I enjoy watching, it seems like every Saturday from Tony White's defense, is just the diversity and the different looks that they give you. They might line up. So right now they're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man front, but at the snap, it looks like 4 come and the 2 edge guys drop out. It's just, there's so many different combinations of things that you can do to mess with an offense and an offensive line and their protection calls. And it's just been fun to watch from Tony White's crew, because it's just like so many different things that you can do. It's awesome. So good stuff right there from Princewell Uman Mielen. Now, Jay, we have to go with the big play, the field goal block. This one, nice push from Elijah Judy. I think the order was starting from Elijah Judy to Purdue's left here. So you have Elijah Judy, you have Cam Lenhart to his right, you have Ty Robinson to his right. That's kind of the key 3-man team right there that gets the push and kind of overwhelms number 64 right here. And after the game, Ty Robinson said that Ed Foley was the one who saw that on Purdue's tape, that number 64 was, quote, a little light in his stance. Was what Ty Robinson put it, and they thought that there might be some potential to get some knockback on him specifically and get your hand up and see what happens. It happened, and Quentin Newsome got a 68-yard return for a touchdown.
Well, it's good. I mean, it's a good job by scouting there, and you see him, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a funky stance, especially being inside there, where he didn't get his right foot all the way across, and it was just a good job, and especially it's a little bit longer field goal attempt, and the kicker hasn't been very good this year, right? So you also have to scout the trajectory of his initial kick on a little bit longer field goal. So you get off on the snap, right? Good low man wins. You lift him up, kind of like you got to forklift these guys out of there, and then you got to get your hand up. And Judy does a good job, and really, not just on this play right here, but Judy's, he hasn't been playing much, but the more he's played, he's starting to do a couple things. I think he had a good game last game, and then he's done some things also on defense and has a huge play. Everybody's contributing, right? Whether it's, offensive guys, defensive guys, special teams wise, and you see him getting off right here, and him and Ty right there moving this guy back, right? Moving 68 back too, and getting their hands up, right? And that's what you do, and hope it's a low trajectory, and Judy gets it. And then, it's a really good job by Quentin Newsome right there. Johnny on the spot.
Yes, sir.
Catches it out of the air. And then it's party time down the sideline. It's a big play, right? You go from 14-0, possibly going to be 14-3, and you end up at 21-0, right? And so when you think about Nebraska, he's like, can we, finish a game? Can we get some luck going our way? Well, these guys are creating their own luck. Field goal blocks, getting fumbles, causing fumbles, and stopping, when you have sudden change, defensively, stepping out there in the defense, representing. And so this is really good for special teams. And particularly, obviously, starting the game off where you don't want to have a fumble on your resume as far as special teams, that they kept at it. They know they're a good team. And the field goal block team does a really good job of not only doing their techniques that they've been taught, taking their scouting report and what they've practiced to the field in the game field, but then also a really good job by Quentin Newsome understanding when the ball is blocked behind the line of scrimmage, it's a free ball, and you can return it. And he, caught it out of the air. Really good job. And look, it's a huge play. And when you're trying to make a run to a bowl game and be in the Big Ten West race and come all the way down to the very end, regardless of how the seasons went so far, being 5-3, you got to make plays like this. And so this is where you see hopefully some growth and maturation of the team and of the players individually to contribute as much as they can in any phase of the game.
So I have to ask you, Jay, we've seen the high fives on these breakaway touchdowns more in the NFL. I think it's actually not that uncommon in the NFL, but I haven't seen a lot in college. So Jay, when you saw Tommy Hill sticking his hand out and wanting some high fives there from Quentin Newsome, very close to the sideline, what were your thoughts? Were you laughing like I was, or what?
Yeah, I was kind of laughing, and look, Quentin Newsome is a great kid, so I'm happy for him. He got an interception, I think, last week in the last couple of games, finally, because he's been playing really good ball last couple of years. And you got to give Tommy Hill credit. He started the year off a little rough, and kind of just getting used to the Matt Rule system and how you need to be a Husker right now.
Yes.
And now he's a starter and he's a contributor, and he had an interception today or yesterday, excuse me. And then also, look at him. He's just as happy as Quentin Newsome. Yeah. So I like to see that because, everybody's genuinely happy for each other. And this is what happens when you win some games, regardless if they're ugly or your best effort and being clean. Everybody enjoys football when you're winning. And, I'm happy for these guys to get that feeling.
I enjoyed the high five. Those two were just like very, very happy. And it was just kind of like a spontaneous moment. I know it was very close to the sideline, and Matt Rule probably didn't like that. He didn't like that in the post-game press conference when a reporter asked him about it. He said, Matt Rule said he hadn't seen the high five yet, but if he did, he was going to deal with it is his quote. So it was kind of a funny thing. But overall, nothing went wrong on the play. So I really like the high fives. So Jay, one more play before we get out of here, and this is Emmett Johnson's touchdown that really kind of put the nail in the coffin for Purdue. I think we have a counter run scheme in front of Emmett, and Purdue, I don't think really fits it that well. Missed a tackle, and he goes in for a touchdown. But what'd you see here?
Look, I mean, it's, you're trying to plug away at the run game, 4 minutes, 4 minute offense, right? A little bit of a counter action, blocked really well again by the offensive line. You washing them down. This is what you've seen. And, me and you talked offline. Ohio State had, made teams all year has done this good, right? You get an aggressive front, really, chasing the ball down the line of scrimmage. Number 4 here, who had been causing havoc all game,
Jenkins
took himself right out of the play right here, right? Because what I say, if you're running stunts, you need to get your pad square. He pretty much gave himself up to be blocked right here. So a little bit of a tap out session here. You're down, they're down by 10. They know Nebraska's got control of the ball. Good job by the line here. Look at them coming off flat right here, getting their hands on guys. Good double team there. Bryce Benhart, and I think that's Jenkins moving 95. And number 4 takes himself out of the block. 31 is playing peekaboo, right? Not a good alley feel. And now Emmett Johnson does his job, makes him miss, and then you got to turn the burners on to get home. And so, look, Emmett Johnson's been running well, running hard, and it's good to see him get paid, a little bit of a payoff here, has been able to, get in the end zone. So you see right here, good job by Bonner right there. See where Bonner's coming in motion. He's looking for the first, flash of a white jersey, and he realized, number 4 took himself way out of the play. He's looking now he's looking for more work. Now look at him. I like this. This is good teaching tape. He's looking for 21. He gets 21 and 31. And so good job by Bonner of not just doing your job, but going out and playing football and doing more than just, just saying, I did my job. I looked for him. So I like it. When big run plays are going to come from extra effort, and it's got to be effort on, extra effort on the run and ability to adjust. And so I think they've, done a really good job, and it's good to see Emmett Johnson get in there. And the offensive line did a good job of blocking all day. So it was good to highlight that play where they got on guys and made Purdue, pretty much, move themselves out of the way and get their 5th victory. And so being 5-3 is what they wanted to be before the game, and they went on and earned it yesterday. It wasn't the prettiest, and they got some things they got to clean up, the next time they're on the practice field. But it's going to keep their attention. It's good. You're going to have their attention on some things they need to get better at, and you're going to need that going on the road to East Lansing.
So next up for Nebraska is like a trip to East Lansing, like you said, Jay. Michigan State struggling. Obviously, it's been a weird year for them. They don't have a head coach right now. He got fired. They are 2-6 overall, 0-5. They are winless in conference play. They're just coming off a 27-12 loss at Minnesota, and Minnesota rushed for 200 yards. Tyler Nubin, the all-conference safety, he has a little brother who's a running back on the team, Jordan Nubin. He took 40 carries for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's kind of workman-like performance from Tyler Newman's little running back brother, Jordan. Jay, for overall thoughts or first initial thoughts to a road game. It's never easy in the Big Ten, but it's a road game at East Lansing.
Well, I think they can draw back on just like a couple of weeks ago. They went down to Champaign after playing Michigan and getting their butt kicks a little bit, and dealing with that and going on the road into a different environment, so they can draw back on that. When they have to think about going up to East Lansing. It's probably going to be a little bit cold, so you got to go out there and deal with the elements and practice in the elements. But I think the team is looking forward. They should be looking forward to it. I mean, Michigan State's going to play, they're going to play hard. They got, I think their defense is pretty decent. But you can run the ball against them. And I think with a team like Michigan State, who's been through so much, and none of it's been on the players, they're on their 3rd quarterback. The running game isn't where it was, and all that stuff, and the defense is kind of hanging, keeping the team in there. Is that you go in there like how Minnesota did, and you really punch them in the mouth early. They're going to be looking for reasons and other options. I mean, they had a couple kids go in the transfer portal already last week, rightfully so, during the situation. But then also you want to make all their anxiety and things like that come true, and get them out of there quick. But you got to prepare. You got to prepare, and you got to, fix the things that you didn't do so well yesterday. And so all is not well, but all is great since you won. But it's a good week of practice to really get focused and continue along the process of being a winning team, and that's what they've been doing.
interesting times in the Big Ten West. Four-way tie. Nebraska is right in there at 3-2 with conference, along with Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and the Huskers, like I said. For Jay Foreman, I am Steve Marik, and that was a Blackshirt breakdown. Purdue style. We'll catch y'all later.